Hello, Heather here, and Kiri. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to open up and talk about why I wrote my memoir, Fighting for Our Lives. When I first started writing it, I didn't intend for it to be a book. I didn't know exactly all the purposes about why I was writing it. But when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, when I was 10 weeks pregnant with this little thing, I felt very strongly impressed that I needed to keep a very honest recording of what we were going through. And I didn't know all the reasons behind that or how it would unfold. But at the time, I didn't know if I was going to be here. And I really wanted to leave a written legacy for my children and for my family and for the world, because the doctors told me that there was a good chance I might not make it. The cancer is very aggressive, and the hormones from the pregnancy were only making it grow faster and spread faster. And if it had gone to my liver or any of my vital organs, there's a good chance I might not be here. And while I really focused on health and choosing life, I knew that there were things I couldn't control no matter how much I wanted to. So that was a possibility that I lived with at the time a year ago. And I wanted to be able to have, to leave something behind if I was to go, for my children and my family, as, this is what mom was about. And also, there were some family members that didn't understand our choice, as well as some other close friends and other people that didn't understand the choice that we had made. The doctor told me I needed to abort the baby to save my life, and that wasn't something I was willing to do, but not everyone understood that. A lot of people told me that I needed to think about my 5 children, and that in our church, it's okay to abort the baby if it's to save the mother's life. I wouldn't get in trouble, and I really needed to be mindful of that and to make a wise choice. And I know all these people loved me and cared about me, and they were concerned, and I know no one was trying to do any harm, but I felt like they didn't understand me. And to me, I had 6 children. I didn't have 5. Just one wasn't born yet, but she was with me. She was right there, and I needed to save her. I couldn't just end her life in an attempt to save my own. And so I wrote this in a hopes that people would understand me. I think that's one of the most basic human emotional needs, is to be understood. And so I wrote that as a way that if I did pass on, hopefully they could read this and gain some peace of mind about why I did what I did, or at least some understanding. But the biggest thing, most importantly, is that I wanted my unborn baby to know who I was, and to know that I was willing to give up everything for her. And if she didn't know me, to understand why I made the choices I did and where my heart was, so that she could look back and know that I was willing to do anything for her. So those were some of my purposes in writing the experiences down that I did. I wrote them all in the moment. I never went back and edited them. I did take some things out that I felt like maybe weren't very helpful, but I didn't change anything. I just left it in its very raw, true form. I've gotten a lot of feedback on the poems. I'm glad you like them. I wrote them all in one sitting. They weren't very premeditated. They were just in the moment. Some emotional vomit on the page, just getting it out there. And it was a great release for me. It was great therapy. It helped me feel like I was creating something out of the awfulness and the terror that I was going through, and that maybe it could do some good. And ultimately, that's why I wrote this, and that's why I decided to publish it as a memoir, was that it hopefully could do good, so that all those days when I was sitting on the couch and I was too sick and I was too tired to get up, to be mom and play with the kids, to do the dishes, to just do normal things that I enjoyed. I couldn't do any of those things. And all of that will be worth it if it can do good for other people, if it can help lift and inspire other people. So that's a little bit about why I wrote the memoir, and I hope that it helps inspire you as well as many other people. So feel free to share it as you feel is, as is right and as is good. And I'm very grateful to be here. I'm grateful that I could share this with you. It is the rawest form of me that you'll ever see. It puts me in a vulnerable position, but again, I'm happy to do it if it helps other people. So thank you so much, and I appreciate your support. I appreciate your help, and I wish you all the best in the world. Thank you.